Just a little tip for you.
Yes?
Insofar as music's concerned, um, just something like involved for a conversation with a pretty dark character, and then there's some action later on. Maybe they'll help you out.
But we'll find out. But hello everybody, good morning, good evening, good day. I'm
Good morning.
Takashi, and as you can hear, I have Quill with me.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be a very short session, because we have stopped in between the episode, in between the chapter.
I would even say it's the last 1/3 of it.
And me. So I already have it open. We have Dr. Cabbage and Derek New. Already ready.
Mm-hmm. She's got her hat.
And hope if I can find some good music for this one. Oh no, this is calm music, we don't want that. We want a kind of dark-ish music, right?
Yeah.
I think they just moved. This did not. No, okay, yeah. Then just
Anything from Pokemon's probably not a good source for that kind of music. Most
You-
of them are pretty
you
innocent
might-
sounding.
You might think, but this is Gate of Darkness, which is probably one of the darkest Pokemon games.
Okay, I know there's a few of them. Very few, actually.
Yeah, this is the redemption.
That's okay.
And this can work. We have Decay in front of the window. And we don't know where the doctor is.
He probably does.
I mean, he or it. I hit too hard again, and I witnessed Decay directly in front of me. First, I'm surprised he emerged from the walls. But then, it occurs to me where we are. The wall in the holy water is near this position. Oh, wow. The music is blaring up. Bingo.
It's increasing the attention.
Surely such energy seeped into the walls enough to make him uncomfortable. But like, completely unable to remain within the walls. He comes out saying, Pika, Pika, Pika. Why do you fight? He asked me, with his ugly gurgle and hissing sound. What fuels your determination? Were you just a mousy librarian until suddenly? Was she a librarian at all? No,
What'd you say?
she was never a librarian, right?
Not exactly, but kind of close. College grad.
That's a very different thing. I'm sure that he realized that. How did he know? Not if I've been wearing a shirt that says former librarian here on it. I guess she was librarian then. But then I recall the first time I saw him. When I had to go with Dr. Caballero. He didn't follow me then. Instead he just studied me very carefully. If he saw something telling me hanging me, then he might be as skilled as the pony. The kitty marker in it. In it? Oh, with the kitty mark in finding out who is everyone.
A cutie mark in being a detective.
Yeah, I realize it.
It'd probably be an eye symbol, like a private eye. Maybe with a, what's that, like magnifying glass in front of it?
Hmm. Like Miss Sonata.
There you go.
Who literally has the private eyes here. Yeah, having the crossovers everywhere. It seems to realize that this creature has a wit and skills to be a true psychologist, and he uses all of that psychological knowledge against those he studies. Always probing for weaknesses, always looking for chinks in one's mental armor, and physical as well. After all, it's far easier to find all for one's fears if you can find a way to skillfully work it. But no. In a strange way, he reminds me of the Doctor. If the Doctor had gone pure evil, so the Master. I mean, no, we know the Master is not pure evil. Never was. Never will be.
And she doesn't know him.
Yeah? Just someone with wit and intellect far above the norm. Someone who would have layers for makeup plans for everything, every contingency. We have one person in mind. If I can remember his name. Ah, there he is. I still don't remember his name, but you might actually know him.
No, I don't.
He is probably the best chess player in the world right now.
Oh, nice.
I have seen him play online chess. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this move, and then he literally does like 40 moves ahead. That the opponent is gonna move this, I'm gonna move this, I'm gonna move this. And whatever he said that the opponent is gonna do is actually what's happening.
I wrote something like that in one of my other stories that you haven't gotten to run to yet. But it's based on a character you probably predict the most.
I remember seeing there was one tournament where he showed up like 15 minutes late. He only had 5 minutes left and still won. Because if they show up late, the timer already starts.
Wow.
Professor is truly ready for whatever he encountered, and he had a great deal of dark magic to make it up. Terrible and normally overwhelming detective power in the claws of someone who uses it like shield surgeon to move. Pretending to be an adventurer, He goes on, I'm sure you have had many books on the subject, haven't you? He said darkly, an author and a librarian who thinks all it takes to be an adventurer is to put on the beat hat. I mean, she is not an author yet. Yet.
Yeah.
So, here comes the thing. As I say, remember what I said about him being
Unless you
able
count,
to be in
you
multiple
could
timelines?
you could count some of his college papers, or her college papers, as kind of counting as an author.
I wouldn't call them an author either.
Okay.
I call something an author who actually had some released books or just articles maybe even.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that he didn't learn this just from looking at her. He learned this from the future. Because she's not an author yet. And then he reaches back and pulls out a book of Daring. I played him carefully. I wonder what if he's studying for something. But in a way, I am too. A few more details need to be in place. I could also use a moment to catch my breath. My determination can make me almost unstoppable. But I need to be wary of my physical limits too. I will mean that this for long after all. Just not to this game. Since he's ready to talk for now, and I have no rough idea as to why, I decided to humor him for a bit, and engage him back. I have something to prove too, after all. At least for myself. I remove my pickaxe for a moment, and hold it aloft as I say, and then pull out a button, a remote controller from it. It is true, and this is a symbol for me. Kind of a comfort blanket, you can say. And I narrow my eyes, staring at him. Well, it's what it represents. That is the most important. You know who I'm gonna pull out, right?
Not right now, no. But I suspect I'm going to recognize it when you show me.
You will.
There you go.
I believe that he has some ties to each other as well. I'm not sure. But
I am certain that Daring is based off that character. In fact, I even seen pictures of them together.
yeah? I mean, they even reference, oh no, the door is closing! I raise back and grab my hat.
Yep. And when she was confronting with the sapphire statue, she eyed it carefully, licked her lips, but then did something he didn't do and just swiped it, and then that triggered the traps.
yeah?
He was more careful.
The feeling behind the meaning of a symbolic representation. Are you marking the same thing? A symbol of what is accomplished so far. But what is important here is to keep going. See the sign, know that they respect to it, and keep on going. I put my hand back on my head. The thing that makes me a true adventurer is not my head, just like wielding a sword, doesn't make a person an automatic warrior. One single thing came to mind. You might recognize this. It's a very old meme.
I do not.
He's the kid who was like, I have the power of animal in my side, and starts swinging around like crazy.
Okay.
It's very odd, so But yeah, holding a sword doesn't make a pony out 24 here. Not simply holding a hammer, otherwise make one skilled, make one skilled carpenter. It's what's in here. I adjust my hoof, but yes, so it's a compass. Not hard, a compass. That makes one whatever they set their heart to achieve. This courage, determination, and drive that sets one upon any path. It's willingness to learn, and to keep on going in that path. To myself handicapped, realizing there is always room to grow. As someone that exposed a new path in my life. Once I finally gain my balance, I see the opportunity. I own it. That what you see before you, as my ring, is all that I am now. All that I choose to be. So a single pony. That's all. I warn you, King, that you never encountered a pony before me.
A pony
Like me
me
before. I kind of call, imagine this being said like him, the adjectives. I warn you, King. Someone called me him. You feel no fear. But today, you met your match. Because because your days have come to an end. I won't give you any fear to feed upon. Only your own. No matter how powerful you think you are, no matter how powerful you actually are, today it doesn't matter. So, if there is a creature that is powerful, getting more powerful with fear, will it get more powerful if it fears from the enemy?
Well, typically, yes. That's kind of like King Sombra.
Please try and give you an obstacle you cannot overcome, because this is not your time, Ping. Okay, I'm gonna go to the future, bye bye. The days of ancient and the good light, like you are gone now. The world has moved on without you, and I am here to prove that you no longer have a place in it. You didn't do right a long time ago, and you surrendered your mortality to your fears and ambition. Those with power always has weakness. Those who skip on the path of pure and natural progress lack the intent to keep themselves stable in the end. I mean, yeah, he is definitely not stable, he is just worms. Meaning ground. Not a stable form. I heard that before. He replied in a tone that curiously lacks any hint of cynicism or sarcasm. I mean, Lupo doesn't even know those words. Other than Starlight and Twilight. And maybe Rainbow Dash. No, tell Rainbow Dash whatever she said actually means it. So that's not sarcasm. If I didn't know any better, I would say he actually believed me. There were others before you who came to me and made very similar promises. Promises they actually delivered upon. I was arrogant then. I wasn't. I told Almighty to plan every possible detail, every possible contingency. But truly, my fool and not a defeat, but not part of my plan. Yet, it happened anyway. I mean, that's never part of the plan. I am anchored on Deus Ex Machina before, holding. enough to realize I need to take those tasks seriously. These creatures give me a single pointing law about to indicate all around us. Raise me from the dead, pony. I don't even know who they are, what they are. And I don't care. I should tell you one very important thing. I have been defeated before. No amount of power saved me then. And I realized it could happen again. So here we both stand. Each with a leader to have unshakable resolve. You have your goals, and I have mine. They are incompatible. So one of us needs to fall today. Whose story will finally end today? What's really like your tombstone? I offer. I don't like you, but I do respect you. I acknowledge your percent. After I win, how do you wish to be remembered? Yesterday he abandoned me when he pulled in told. He even seems to see his close his eyes, and his bandage collapsed down where his eyes would have been. I think him to this midnight rest or give some sarcastic answer. But instead, he really seems to give this some serious thought. That I have many regrets. He found an answer when he opened his eyes again. I followed that which I thought would be an unbeatable master, but the world has clearly turned in a different direction, and I guess I have no place in it. Can we believe him? This clearly sounds like that he doesn't really want to follow the Dark Star anymore.
I don't know if nihilism is the right word. It's more like just someone who's been defeated before and accepts the fact that it might happen again.
I mean, think about this clearly. Was it so that there is a worm that throws and immediately so that, okay, the worm that throws is a bad thing, kill it with fire? What if he just wants to live? He gave enough for corrupting the whole world.
You might be right. That paragraph began with that I have many regrets.
But the only one I have left in this world is to give you one obstacle. Who you were by meeting me. I want to be remembered as someone who gave everything he had in this past. In the end, was it a mistake? He shrugged. Maybe, but I'm here now with a new opportunity. Losing once is not guarantee it will happen again. I won't give up before the flight. This is definitely a window game, boss. I'm only here to give you an obstacle.
It's kind of the way he's phrasing it, yeah.
A very curious moment passes between us. A moment I will have a hard time describing later. What I can say, it is a timeless moment, but total clarity passes between us. The idea that is also based with mutual respect. He is not underestimating me in the slightest, despite how powerful he is. After all, he has been defeated before by those he once considered his master, and he also has learned from that lesson. For him, I feel a kind of sadness and emptiness too, yet curiosity as well, about the path that was not taken. The hero and the villain face off against each other, and he actually wonders what it's like to be me instead, the underdog who is destined to win in the end. It's odd, but I can suddenly see myself in this place. What I could have been like if I made different choices in my life. He was influenced by ancient time. He was different back then, more desperate, more primal. When we both came out of a mutual terror, It's funny to me to think I was actually just one move away from winning this game. What I didn't do is right behind him. I wonder if he knew that. He probably not. I wonder if he even accepted that. He saw how he is about to go. It held him, yet he accepted it. He turned around and looked at me one last time. He wanted to get to know the pony who would defeat him. Him was the most would consider an awesome monster. So what does that make me? I wonder. A bigger monster.
This is probably the moment I would actually emphasize the music shift to more action.
Perfect. I will assume this is right. The next few words seem to go in slow motion for me. I crouch down, then spring up. He opens his mouth and launches what seems to be a single bomb. Everything goes inside. I sail over him and the creature as well. One scene comes to mind immediately.
Go for it.
You might actually know. This is more than summoning the snake. In front of the pharaoh.
That's what I figured, but I think I haven't seen that specific film before. Or maybe that's just a picture.
It's just a picture.
Okay. What I have seen was Prince of Egypt, and that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, this would make more sense right here. And it turns the stick into a snake.
Okay.
But what should I say out of my saddle bag? I spin twice in midair. I get into the hole, and I arc back down. And I'm cutting the wick of the dynamite hidden in the wall. So hard that it not only shot at it, but also ignited. And my projectile hit the stone made it hard enough to go sparks. So the stone was not sold, it was actually flint.
Well, there was a stone wall, but there was a wire, or flint wire, hidden within it. And the dynamite.
Yeah, but you can't really make sparks with your stone and metal. That's not how it works. It's only in the TV shows. And it's not enough to actually go the fire. But it is a show as well, so I can say that it's not just stone, it's something different kind of building material. But they said, oh, I know I have about 2 seconds before the dynamite hidden in the wall explodes. I crouch down and leap up to the third flap. And there's no room. He starts laughing, pulling out one dynamite from his bag. Are you searching for this one? I unplugged all of them. Right, you were waiting for me. And I said back into there. A chain of explosion as his my leap. And also couldn't mean to angle away from an exploding wall. Scene change?
There's the earth-shattering kaboom.
Hey, the earth-shattering kaboom.
Finally.
There you go. I mean, it kind of makes sense. He is kind of an extra.
Yeah, kind of. It can be a world calamity, especially
Yeah.
if you add the alcohol amulet.
I mean, we can even call it nagging to a Falcon as well, so
Hmm.
it's even more fitting. What kind of a cave ceiling? I kicked myself to the cave ceiling. What? You think it's outside hanging there?
Keep reading.
Do you really want to use cave ceiling twice?
Part of the casing. I guess I could say there.
And that's what my cave, on my majesty to my mouth. Like things to the downward stone. Fine. Using all four of my legs and most of my wings. I have a very stupid scene in my mind. For that. There you go.
Hmm.
I imagined her moving on like her. This moment. That's from my game. Oh, my majesty. Oh, to my mouse. Like, thank you to the downward spawn. Using all. Yeah, I had it. Now below me, the diamond explode. We set up a chain of reaction. But there are other sections of dynamite hidden in the wall too. This is where Thanos Burrows died. I was part of his dynamite using the very majesty that belonged to him. Didn't the dynamite already explode?
That was talking about even more explosions are occurring because this sets off a chain reaction.
Yeah. The wall exploded into a sharpener. That would affect on just about any other creature other than him. However, the rushing wall of holy water that sees him next in a very different story. That is something that he can't endure for long. All of my limbs, including my wings, shake, and I cling to the side on the roof of the cave. Tears rise due to the strain of my effort. I know I have to avoid that water right now at all costs. You looked toward me, and he would add something to it. Something that goes amnesia to all of the other nigger in the temple. Let's go to connect with it. Connect with it. It will aid enough to give them a fresh start in life. Meanwhile, he also has working to close and look a series of doors, so that this water will only flow in a certain direction. I've been working all this time to ensure the logger will be in the path line of this water flow. How much water do you have to contact with to make it work? Because I'm pretty sure she's gonna be wet, even if she isn't getting washed away by the water.
It's not going to specify. Maybe it's something like full immersion, but the water should thin out as it spreads throughout the temple.
Yeah, imagine just one drip of water splashing into her mind. Oh, what am I? Who am I?
What am I cleaning here for? Splash.
The other good side of the temple is safe from this water, but they aren't. I still don't trust them. What if they are the mastermind behind this?
Hmm.
And the
Well,
water
then
flow.
they may have advanced their plans then.
Yeah?
Successfully.
And the water flows through the temple and eventually they will come out and he educated the other Naga that lost her memory, who put their new life in better than the last. And initially objected to this plan when I first heard it. After all, there is no justice in it. The Naga have caused plenty of suffering before, nor they will lose for it in the memory of what they did. Not about element about never-ending life, though. And this isn't that all life is a form. No matter what they have done, they have a second chance if evil. And the ice shell exploded the wall. But does that mean it works on Mr. Worm as well?
Maybe, but it'll do something much worse to him.
Who am I?
So,
What am I? And why am I hurting?
yeah, unlike the rest of Naga, he's made of pure dark energy and worms and bandages.
What if there is more to that other than just worms and dark energy?
It's interesting you still find those other Naga suspicious when these other ones are following decay willingly and making sacrifices. They're really clearly the bad guys.
I mean, they are making sacrifices not of other gods, but other creatures.
Yeah.
They might be
Well,
following out of fear as well.
perhaps.
That
It's actually not established that they also made sacrifices of other Naga too. Perhaps previously they've done it. That as well.
maybe, yeah. But still, if I follow them, then I will not be sacrificed.
Hmm.
It can be that.
That was possibly part of their thinking.
But yeah, in hindsight, I finally realized that the doctor has a point. If there is a way to deal with the evil Naga that is neutralizing them at a time, but also not killing them, then my conscience remains clear. The police who honestly does want to do good in the world. This feels very important to me. It's an option I didn't expect, but eventually became glad to have it. Nicky is a different story though. He doesn't have a true life to defend. The truth is, he actually died a long time ago. He has been nothing but dark magic, and everything worked ever since. A creature like that really doesn't have a place in this world. Not in a form like that. And it's why, despite my struggle to hold on, I feel down in order to behold the fate of the king himself. When I do, I see him give a partly thought to find himself by clinging to the sunlight. The same one that I am holding to. And they are just like, why hugging each other on the same sunlight? However, when our eyes meet, I see something I don't expect. In him, to me, I see admiration. I see respect. To be celestial, I think I even love it. See love in him. I almost said, I think I even love him.
Oh.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. He was in love with Cabbage. He was in love with Doctor. Maybe even her professor.
You blame her for that?
No.
She's attracted to very intelligent stallions. That's what this story seems to emphasize here.
Yeah.
And he does it. What it she did? He did appear pretty smart to her in the end too.
Maybe even now. Maybe he knew that this is the only thing that he can do. It's a kind of pride, like beholding a daughter that finally surpasses him. Who achieved everything he knew she could accomplish deep down. A part of him wanted that he existed as a foil, a test, in one last moment, and I passed. I mean, he literally said that he is just an obstacle for you to pass. I feel as if he took a bicycle, and I read that in the impurity. It was very well he done before. After all, There was one convincing mask.
There you go.
But minute, there's a purity that exists within everyone. In this moment, he lets go and accepts death. In doing so, all ego is forsaken. All possesses. What is left is the absolute core of his being. When he lets go of the silent mind, he looks finally to be in peace, and he dissolves into the still rushing water. I mean, no, he is not in one piece anymore. He's in multiple pieces. Now, when he is dissolving, slowly, which part of him is him? Because he is slowly dissolving into multiple realms.
It's probably the whole mass. There's no part of those little worms that say, okay, that's the brain, that's the organs, that's the finger, that's the bones. No, it's really the magic that is the essence of his being, where his memories are stored. And getting rid of all the body parts of every single little worm makes it so the magic has nothing to cling to. Besides that, the magic is being attacked too, with overwhelming holy force.
Here is what totally way forward thinking evil would do is fall apart, but actually not, but only placing his consciousness into one of the worlds.
And he came back from the dead before, as long as his main power source was not attacked.
Yeah? And then even I said that this might just be a puppet as well.
It may be. He accepted this death awfully peacefully. And even she said, this seems like a guy that might have layers of backup plans.
All the backup plans.
Hmm.
He literally said that, I was revived. I'm still not sure about that.
It still doesn't necessarily mean he's being disingenuous with a look of pride towards her.
He's gonna be like, okay, but you have won this battle, but you might never defeat me because you have to defeat the power. You have to erase the power source, which is fear itself.
That might be the case, but not necessarily something he would tell her.
Yeah, it's like trying to kill this god.
She'd really have to earn that victory. But for now, in this chapter, at least she defeated him for the moment. And at the same time, done something to cleanse but not kill, unless they drown, the other Naga.
And once again, the Doctor is just playing the Dungeon Master, giving help to Dainu, but not even happy coming in.
He did say he didn't want to take the spotlight from her this time, because this was her chance to step up into more fully into her destiny, to realize what she's capable of.
But
So he still did some assistance in the background, like locking the other doors.
in reality, what I think is, no, this is not true. It's true in a sense, but not fully. The real truth is that he didn't want to show himself in front of the thing, the worm that was. He
Yeah,
didn't even want to.
that's possibly true, but despite that, he does seem to have some knowledge about the Time Walkers and the Time Lords.
Yeah. But still, he wants the worm that was to know that he wasn't the one who defeated him. He is not the only threat that he has to face, because he knows that he may come back at multiple times in history. Because he
Yeah.
has seen him, probably.
He's faced what he thought was total defeat before, but then this cult brought him back, so for all he knows, that might happen again.
I mean, this is not new for the Doctor, having some creature who can come back anytime. Even though they are defeated.
I guess I could partially agree, but I haven't finished watching the whole show.
I'm literally thinking about TARDIS, who has been
Hmm.
defeated multiple times throughout the show.
Well, there's plenty of individuals killed off among that race, but the race as a whole, it kind of crawled back like cockroaches.
Yeah, but I think, as I said, that he thinks that he defeated all of them multiple times.
Yep.
But then, we think that he dissolved into just worms. Who knows? And we know that there is a power, so that is gonna be destroyed at one point.
Anyway, what do you think of this chapter as a whole, now that you finished the whole thing?
The whole thing. There's the whole. Oh, that was a kaboom!
Finally, yeah.
Finally!
The story delivered on that promise eventually.
I believe Nikkei would have a chance to redeem himself if he got out of the force of the star. But he can't anymore. And I believe that he is not dead. I definitely believe that he is not dead. What I'm surprised to see is that we don't know what happened to Cameron. Because the Doctor was following him. I am pretty sure
Well,
that maybe I guess knows about, because they were talking about what we didn't see. And there is probably a yes has been passed for her.
well, Capillaron's role in the story pretty much disappeared the moment he walked through that portal, which supposedly led to some valiant Tenochtitlan. Um, Subsequently, from there, probably sold the Alicorn amulet to someone. The intention was to do it to Colonel Panders, but we also know that that amulet eventually ends up in the shopkeeper whose name is Curios.
Yeah. So I am 100% sure that he is survived. He definitely survived and he is fine.
Hmm.
Because of the dying rumors, which are gonna happen.
Well, his henchman too, then.
Yeah.
Although the fate of Colonel Panders could be more questionable.
Maybe he tried to use that.
Perhaps.
It might even appear at later chapters. If this was like was like no fanfiction, but it is Doctor.
Yeah, he may or may not have lived though to reach the show canon.
Yeah.
But in his own time during this story, he was very resourceful.
But we went way off tangent. Because we later came here from, okay, me, us and Nainu are gonna go and clear this problem that has caused my this and feed back to the past or future.
Yep. Actually, it's the Doctor himself that's the strongest connection there.
Yeah?
This was
But
the past version of Daring, who at the time was named Agate for the vast majority of the story.
but yeah, we still didn't see what happened to them after they left in the TARDIS.
Oh yeah. It's so.
And
If
we
you don't
don't
see
know.
that now, you probably will later.
And we are sure that this is definitely the problem that's causing the plague. The other talk about later.
Rather likely, yes. The guy specialized in disease.
Oh my god, I just feel like they use water as the worm and the dark power.
What, holy water? Yeah. And
Yeah,
something is added to it that would cause amnesia to those who are immersed in it too.
this is a problem with water. It seeps into the ground. If there is any part of him left in the water, it can slowly corrupt everything in the land. I mean,
Reminds me of the
this
line.
is why it's important into drinking water might be not dangerous.
Since you put it that way, it reminds me of the line from Obi-Wan Kenobi. You strike me down, I'll return more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Hmm. So this is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay. I think I won't take your word for it this time.
Listen to the saying, you strike me down and I get him back much more powerful.
Ah, right. Yeah, that is the thing about them. They actually gain levels not through just training, but through suffering damage.
Yeah. But yeah, and this is not the end. This is definitely not the end.
Yeah, surely not. There's a few more chapters left in this arc.
And
And
once
then
again, we have to go back to
whatever
the past.
whatever the next arc is, probably is just going to complete this one.
Probably, yeah. But we have to solve, and again, I said that we have to solve this stupid curse, this plague that has been
The
caused.
disease, yes. That's what Darren would try to recruit the Doctor for in the first place. She needed the time machine. But this story at least explains how she knows the Doctor now.
Yeah? I wonder if we are gonna see coming again. I assume so.
Okay?
I mean, they want to get the icon that back because that's another problem as well. I assume they know that that's the problem.
In the chapter that he took off, The Folly of False Heroes,
Yeah?
um, both characters felt betrayed with each other. Um, her because he was walking off with the amulet and proving that his greed kind of won out, and he was truly working for Colonel Panders after all. And him because he mistakenly thought that she was an agent of Celestia.
Hmm.
And was that all along that she was deceiving him into thinking I'm an innocent little librarian, and it turns out she was an adventurer all along because she was just too good at that job. When in fact this was her first adventure, and she just happened to have a great knack for it.
I mean, he
Um,
was not fully wrong. There were agents of Celestia on the him.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But just before he took off through the portal, um, he briefly hesitated because he saw a very sad look in her eyes and became convinced for a moment maybe that emotion is genuine.
Yeah?
And I showcased that moment as to give a slight bit of hope that they could potentially repair their relationship in the future, which I think the last episode kind of did.
Yeah.
Now, Cabalaron could be fully convinced Agate died in this adventure, because he never associated A.K. Yearling with Agate ever since, nor Derek do. But
Yeah, that's
but
right.
Agate's a different story. She knows who Cabalaran was and is all along in the
And
show.
also, you established that she hated the name yearly, so she never used it.
Yeah, not during this story. She got teased for it as a foal by
She literally
they
just
mocked her.
introduced herself as Ayat Keystone to Cameron.
In pony language, that means baby, and when others accuse you of being a baby, that seems.
I mean, it means the same in human language as well. We don't use it, but or maybe, but it still means the same.
But since she uses that name later on, you can tell that she probably got over it.
Yeah. Or it could be another thing that, okay, if I use a keystone, then they would get the gist of wait, maybe I am.
Yeah, Cabalaran and others like him would have figured out who she is, but she changed her name, kind of, to
No,
one
she
he's
didn't.
less to one he's less familiar with,
Yeah.
and maybe even one her parents were less familiar with too.
I mean, no, they literally gave her that name.
I know, but she didn't use it, and then as an author, she just signed her name as AK. So there's some ambiguity there.
I mean, if I had multiple names, there are a lot of people who had multiple names, like Mario here or something, and they only use the Mario because they like it better. But that's obviously no other name. Then they will never forget. They might not be
It's still
sure that it's her though.
it's still kind of an alias though, and there's multiple reasons why she's done that. The motives that are similar to a superhero or maybe even a supervillain. That's an interesting thought though. What are the motives for a villain to hide their identity?
I mean, it might be because in just a normal life, they are just a normal person, and they have a normal job. But they
Yeah,
wouldn't want people to know that he is the supervillain.
the purpose of a secret identity is to hide the other identity. And so you gotta say, if a villain's gonna do that too, they probably have a very similar
You know
motive.
what?
They're trying to keep this lifestyle out of the other half of their life.
I actually have a character in mind for that. I just have to up remember the name. This is definitely one character
It does seem to
who
me, though.
you might not know. He was a detective, but also he was a thief at the same time. He started the old crimes. That is one reason why supervillain would want a fake name to hide their identity.
Well, plenty of criminals in real life do something similar to that. Just wear hockey masks or something like that before they go robbing a bank. But when it comes to supervillains, do you agree that they don't tend to care about having a secret identity?
No, because supervillains more likely want to know, get known as by their names.
Yeah, like say Trigon for example. That is his name, and he never invented an alias for that. He wants that specific name to be feared, and that it is his actual name.
Because normal criminals uh actually fear the police. Because if they
Right.
know their name, the police can just show up at their house.
But Trigon doesn't fear the police. He doesn't fear pretty much anything. Um, he considers himself so powerful, and actually is, that the ego follows along with it, and therefore there's just no reason for him to come up with an alias. Um, if he does have alternate names, then he may have many of them that spread across generations and eons. Like, there's plenty of names that Satan has too, or God for that matter.
I mean, most of the evil guys don't even figure that the here to player show up in that place. They literally have their own place that this is my house, come here.
Yep.
I pull up the last evil of them all.
Doofusworth's Evil Incorporated.
I mean, I even did the thing with daring do. You are just a pony. Daring do.
That's a bizarre structure for a building too. It should be strained in multiple points there from that architecture.
Yeah. But it is even complicated that might be some technological advancement now.
Yep.
He actually the bad thing about Lucas is that his technological stuff actually worked. All of them. All of them were fake.
Yeah, that's a character who might actually have pretty high intelligence but really low wisdom score, even lower than average. And he makes some very foolish mistakes.
I mean,
And
we
he
kind of
makes
know why.
mistakes that make perfect sense to him.
Yeah. But yeah, that is it for today. And we are gonna come back. I'm gonna actually see you.
4 days or 2 days? I'm not sure.
In 2
the
days.
next reading.
2 days.
Okay.
And today as well for finishing the Hero with
The
Justice.
story. Right.
And I said that this is gonna be shorter and then we are here with 1 hour same again. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Oh, I recognize that song.
Everyone knows this song. Your eyes are
It's
so
evolving.
evolving. I mean, Owasis is the most Pokemon looking creature in Equestria. Yeah, goodbye.